Hi and welcome to another battle report. So before the tournament I figured the worst matchup for me would be Verming Swarm. So my opponent I met like a couple of battle reports ago agreed to play another game versus me, and I have the same list and he have pretty much the same list, some changes. And I will have my full description of the list in the bottom of this in the comment field. And to start with my list, first of all, I dropped everything first to go first because I don't want his plague catapult to wipe out a lance first turn, so my hope is my Treb can kill it the turn 1. So I have a 50-50 chance of getting the first turn. But to start with my list, first of all I got an errant lance furthest away to the left of this picture, with a mage in it, the scroll carrier. Then I got a unit of fast cab with one of my Castellan in it to give the Castellan vanguard. Then I got a Treb. Then I got on that hill I got my archer with the Reliquary in it, so both the Treb are within 6 inches of the Reliquary, so they have blessing. And behind the hill I have hidden my flying duke with the dragon lance and virtue of might and so on. And then I got my realm lance with my BSB and my other duke, not my BSB, sorry, only my duke with heroic lethal blow in it and a single Castellan in that unit. Well, I pretty much spread out my whole line because of my high mobility I will be able to move where I need to be later in the game. So here I got my BSB and my other Damsel within that errant land, aspiring knight lance. Then I got a unit of Castellan, not even a Castellan with a unit of mounted Yeomen to give him vanguard so he can join either of those lances. Then a unit of 4 Gril Knights, and finally my Peg Knights. As for spell, I roll up like this: Guiding Hand and Luminous Bolt on my scroll carrier, and on the other mage I got the Cataclysm, Blessing and Phoenix Rises. And for the Vermin Swarm, so first off he deployed his Plague Claw Catapult and is actually out of range of one of my Treb, so I only have one Treb. And in front of that he got his big unit of Plague Monks with the Plague thing in it. And he is now only a Plague Priest, not a Wizard. And in front of that he got a unit of 3 Rattling Hulks with the Devastating Charge and Swift Stride upgrade, and as well as a machine gun in front of that. And he have behind that forest a unit of Rat at Arms with his level 4 in it, also carrying a scroll. Then he got behind those trees, you cannot really see it, he got both a rattling gun and I think a Plague Claw Catapult or something, not really sure. Then he got his Rat Swarm, then another unit of Rat Hulks. They got the Frenzy upgrade. Then he got a cannon hiding in the back. Then he got a big unit of slaves, and I think behind them he have a unit of small rats, and to the furthest of his left he got a doom wheel. And for scenario we got capturing the flag. He only got 2 scoring units, Rat at Arm and his Plague Monks, and then he chose my 3 Knights Lance Buses as target if I remember correctly. So I roll off and get the first turn. But before that I need to show you his spell. He got Shadow Step as the attribute, and Shadow Miasma, Orb of Blackness, Turn to Smoke and Devouring Darkness. So for my first turn I push it up pretty passively on this flank because I wanna wait for my other flank to get there to start doing something to him. because what I got here is not sufficient enough to take care of his troops. And on the other flank, I pretty much what I want him to do is he can push forward his doom wheel, and then my lord with the dragon lance will just have to charge it. And I have placed him so that wherever we go, he cannot be closest to my lord. He will be closest either towards one of my lances of knights or my fast cav, and I don't really care about the fast cav. If you kill like a couple of knights, that isn't too bad either. I think I didn't get off too much in magic, but the first Treb rock who could actually reach this cannon did, and it killed it, so that's really nice to take care of his most dangerous war machine in turn 1. And for his second turn, this red swarm unit did a long charge into my Asp Knights lances, and I'm pretty okay with it. I think I will probably just grind it down pretty quick. His Frenzy Rat charges my fast cab, and what's good now is the Frenzy Rat are... oh no, that's not the Frenzy Rat, it's just the Rattling Hawk are holding up his Plague unit, so it cannot push forward too much, and that's pretty good. And this picture just showing he pushes up his slaves and his rat packs a bit, but otherwise he stayed back with his whole line. His doom wheel pushes through, and yeah, he pretty close to getting into my fast cav, but he did not reach it. So for magic, I think he got an engineer, and the engineer managed to do a wound with black lightning onto my Peg Knights. And I think as well he lowering my Gril Knights initiative, trying to cast Orb of Darkness, Devouring Darkness on them, but he couldn't get it in, so nothing really happened there. His Doom Wheel killed 3 of my fast cab, and I failed my panic check and I run away. His cannon, unfortunately for him, blew itself up, so now turn 1 he have lost both of his artillery pieces. So for my turn, I uses my fast cab to chef up his slaves, because I don't want them into my Aspiring Knights, cause I can flub and I can break, and that's not very nice. And my lord charges his doom wheel, and I think that's bye bye for that doom wheel. It will probably just be dead pretty soon. And then I just pushes up my knight lances into a better position, as well as the archer who were out of range of shooting anything anyway. I stay back with my Reliquary, cause he got some ninja rats coming up behind me with ambush later in the game. And well, you can see here I have charged out my Castellan at his Rattling gun, and he chooses to flee, and the Rattling gun is behind his Plague Monks. And that's basically it. I think I lost 1 Gril Knights or something last turn, because there are only 3 of them now, and the Peg Knights probably in the shooting phase as well. But that's it for movement. I do in the medic phase get out of a small cataclysm onto his slaves, and well, he didn't want to use the spell on slaves. I panicked them, they panicked away, and they are running away from my units, which is nice. And this picture just showing I managed to grind down his rat swarm without taking any casualties at all. And his doom wheel is dead, and you can also see I actually managed to rally my peasant fast cab, so that's nice. Well, you can see here this is his movement, and you can see he have pushed up everything a bit. I think the Rattling Hawks failed a charge, and the Plague Brotherhood just pushing up a bit. His Rattling gun rally you can see in the back, and that's basically it for his movement there. And he pushes forward this unit of ret pack to stop my lances to coming closer towards him. Well, for my turn 3, what I did basically is I sent both lances into those ret packs. Hopefully I can just wipe them out. And my peasant fastcav charged them in the back to give way for my BSB to charge out of the unit into his rattling gun and his plague catapult, and both of them have to flee, so I push them further away from my line, and that's good. And yeah, that's basically what I did for charged on this side. And here you can see a better picture of my line that my BSB have charged out, and I moved up my Peg Knights. I think the Peg Knights actually charged something as well. I don't remember what, probably the other rattling gun or something. So that's also fleeing, if I'm not mistaken. But that's it for my movement actually. The Treb completely wipes out, or at least almost wiped out this Rattling Hawk unit, which is nice because if he only charges with one Rattling Hawk, I think my BSB can take that charge without any problem at all. And well, I think the other Treb just hit the clock and did 3 wounds to it, as well as he wounded on one of his Rattling Hawks. And over here I killed everyone except that dude who is running away from my lances. My lance have to overrun, so it did. My peasant fastcav have to overrun, so it did, but it didn't manage to capture that single rat, unfortunately. And here you can see his Rattling Hawks charges my Peg Knights, which I'm okay with because I got some buffs on them. He got some debuff on them, but I think he got the strength debuff and I got the strength boost, so it's not really anyone's favor, but I think my 2 of arm save can save my knights. And you can see his Plague Brotherhood charges my BSB, who has fled away. And that's basically it for his movement. His single rat pack actually managed to rally on a leadership tree, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that's it for his movement. You can see behind the forest he have all of his weapon team, and none of them are fleeing anymore. And after combat you can see this isn't good at all. I have suffered some heavy losses. I did some damage towards them, and I think I actually stick on my leadership, I think 6 or 7 or something like that. But anyway, I stick around. So here is the battlefield in my turn. I think it's my turn 4 actually. You can see I have rallied all fleeing troops, and I'm pretty much collecting all my lances to send it in towards his red arm and hopefully break them in one go if I can. And you can see on this flank my Gril Knights charges the flank of his Rattling Hawks, so that's good. Well, not much of notice happened in the shooting phase or magic. I did manage to break the Rattling Hawks, and I don't know why, but I have placed the Gril Knights very much very stupidly. So if I would overrun, I would hit his Plague Brotherhood, and I didn't want that. So what I did instead was I can actually choose which direction he would flee in. So I chose he would flee from my Peg Knights, and my Peg Knights would overrun into his Plague Brotherhood. He will probably just die, and which will hold up his Plague Brotherhood another turn, which is good. So we cannot do anything in turn 4. He will just kill me, and then it would be my turn 5 next. His turn 4, this unit of ninja rats pops up behind my Trebs, and this is just showing how his lines looks in his turn number 4. You can see he didn't really move much at all. He did in magic get off a devouring darkness onto my knight, and he killed a lot of my realm lands. Well, in combat, shooting, he did manage to kill one of my Trebs, and in my turn I did charge his ninja rats with my Reliquary. I think actually that's a combat I will lose, but I will hold him up a bit and will give some time for my Treb to shoot some, at least. So what I did here, in my turn 5, I pushed one of my Castellan in front of his Plague Brotherhood to stop it from charging my Gril Knights. My Gril Knights would just need to swift reform, and I failed. So he will probably collect my Gril Knights. Otherwise I just positioned closer towards his red arm to just charge it next turn. And I think one of my surviving fast cav charges one of his weapons team, will probably kill that one. And that's it. Well, this is the last picture I got of the game. I think it's showing that my Treb have killed one more of his weapon team, and then he called it. Because he cannot really do much anymore. I will charge down his wrestling team. His Plague Brotherhood wouldn't do anything during the whole game. I will score full points for the objectives because I have all my 3 banners living. And yeah, that's it for this game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, post them below and I will try to answer them as soon as I possibly can. Feel free to subscribe and like if you liked it. And that's it. Have a nice one.